Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your cloud, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 Anything negative, cause I just wanna hear it out your mouth, yeah. Give me fuel, it's a tool that I use to go ahead and run my mouth, yeah. I take shots, I take loss, I make shots, I miss lots. That's how you get big boss, you get yachts, you swing lots and pop off a big shot. I ain't done chasing, got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top think they need replacement? Who's at the top think I'm gonna erase them? Face it, I don't give up quick, I don't give up, I won't give up this. Cause I know that I want it, know that I'm on it, I'll make it, I promise. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
Like I'm talking, walk it like I'm talking.
Hold up.
But gang moves.
I like to walk around with my chain loose.
Let's go! Happy fingers! Do you still? You can do it all by yourself. Let me see you do it. Let me see you do it. Hey, snappy fingers! Do you still?
Nasty and so rude that I don't ever bring anybody around me like that.
So nasty.
And that's what happened.
So rude.
If I wanted to say that, I would have wrote it.
You implied that.
I said what I said.
Okay, worry about your damn dry ass, new face, whatever you got going on.
Let me stand up, honey. Oh. So I can show you the body and the face. Bitch, you can never, honey, never.
You always talk about butts, not shots, not or whatever.
Welcome to the Unfiltered Doll, baby, where we do what? A little bit of cussing around here, so your parental advisory has been advised. Also, baby, we might have some bad opinions, but whatever you're going through, baby, always remember, if you feel triggered, baby, we're not talking about you. We are talking about the people on the screen. Now, let's get into this mess.
Your little ray of sarcastic sunshine has arrived.
Woo! Hello, and happy Friday to you all. Please confirm the audio. I know we don't have a lot of people in here right now, and that is quite okay, baby. We're going to go ahead and do this live anyway. At least I'm not talking to myself. Okay? Listen, there's a lot going on out here in this street that we call YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat. All hell is breaking loose in everybody's damn business, and we are here to get into it. All right, let me see if you can hear my audio, and then I will get into speaking to you all that came into the room. Beauty is her name. Hello. Kathy, darling. Hey, honey, how are you? Black Swan. Hello, hello, hello. Miss Boogie Down. Black Swan, don't you have a birthday coming up? I don't recall you giving us your birthday over there in the members section of Is November Your Birthday? What is your birthday, baby? Is it the 12th? Let me know. Thank you, Elsie, for confirming our audio. Miss Boogie Down. Hey, baby. Welcome on in. Chocolate. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome on in. Listen, for those of you catching the replay, I appreciate you because right now, baby, there's only 8 people up in here, but it's all right. It's okay, baby. Okay, Black Swan, I'm going to write you down right now, baby. Thank you so much for confirming your date of birth. I was off one day. We got 2. Oh, it is 11/12. Okay. Let me correct that. Okay. All right. So, you know what we've been doing? We've been going live, getting caught up into this Brenay and Akira mess. And baby, it is a messy, messy situation. This has been going on pretty much since 2023. It is now the end of 2025, and they are going to the courthouse to get into this alienation of affection lawsuit. Here's the thing. This one is a bit funky because, of course, people cheat all of the time. It's normal. And unfortunately, it doesn't feel good, but it's not abnormal to hear that a husband has been cheating on his wife or that a wife has been cheating on her husband. All right. So just in case you were in the back and you don't know what's going on with this situation, let me play a video from our good sis Alley Cat from down there to the TikTok just to get us caught up a little bit. Okay. So let's start there if you are new to all of this.
So y'all telling me that Brenay was married to Devin and Akira was married to Tim, and Devin and Tim were cousins, and Brenay and Akira were friends, and Brenay started messing with Tim all while they were all still married to their own partners. Y'all, I don't like no mess. Maybe just a little bit of mess. I do. But what is going on? Shout out to I'm Not a Lawyer, but because I have been getting tagged on the Brenay Girls page and I did not know what was going on. I was like, okay, Brenay and her husband got a divorce and people are upset that she moved on fast. I did not know what was going on until I'm Not a Lawyer broke it down. And on top of everything that I just said, which is all over the place, Akira is now suing Brenay for breaking up her marriage and causing her to be in financial anguish due to her husband not being at the home. And Devin is now suing his cousin Tim for the same reason. All right, so April 1st is, I think, a hearing. April 19th, there is a mediator conference. This is for the Akira and Brenay situation. And then their trial is for May 19th. This is going to be the biggest mess. Like, why would you do this? Like, in my state, you can do this in my state too. You can sue the other person as well as you can put the spouse in jail. I have seen spouses in jail and their charge says adultery. Y'all, we're going to go live. We're going to talk about it.
On exactly what is going on. We thank you, Alley Cat, for getting into some things. This is a little different because since this resides on TikTok and our good sisters and brothers on TikTok, they're doing their damn thing, but they do the same style of commentary as myself, where we sit in our digital living room and we talk a little mess. We talk a little ish. But when we go down there to the courthouse as a trial goer, I do prefer for people to take notes. And when they report back to the people who are not boots on the ground down there at the courthouse, we can get all of the scoop and all of the happenings going on inside of that courthouse based off of what you wrote down and not what you think you heard or what you, a lot of people's emotions are entangled with this. You know, I'm used to the Diddy trial. People came outside during that lunch break, had their notebooks, and they went live and they was reading from those notebooks, shuffling those papers around. And in between the notes, they would give their commentary and paraphrase, so on and so forth. But unfortunately, with this situation, it's a group of girls in support of Devin and Akira, and a lot of emotions are involved, right? And their main goal, I feel like, is to make Brenay feel small and ashamed because of how she's been behaving on these social media streets, parading around this woman's husband as if she didn't take that lady's husband from her and break up what she believed to be her happy home and family. All right, so let's get into the actual court documents. I want to start there because that's important, because what's in black and white? What do the documents say? And then we can get into the mess of it all. Shout out to everybody that is here joining us in the live, and shout out to those of you who will catch the replay. Hey, Sassy Experience, baby, welcome on in. If anybody else comes into the room, tell the girls I said hello. I can't speak to everybody individually. I am definitely booked and busy when it comes to time, and I am at work, and I have to work while I play some of this audio. So we are going to get into the part 2 of the documents, which is the original complaint. We did part 1 yesterday, which was the criminal conversation of it all. Today, we are going to get into the cause of action for, and I might be saying that wrong, so let me look at that once more. I'm sorry, y'all. Yes. This is the second cause of action, which is the alienation of affection. If you were here yesterday, it might sound very similar to what was said yesterday, but it is different at the same time. So let's play part 1 of that audio, and then we'll play part 2. So together it's about 20 minutes. If you don't know who is who, let me get some pictures up on the screen really quick. This right here on the screen, this is Brenay in the gray shirt. This is Akira in the black shirt. They considered themselves to be besties. They were friends. Their husbands are cousins. So these couples would hang out. Akira in the black shirt is suing Brenay for hunching on her husband, knowing that they were married. They live in the state of North Carolina, where as long as you can prove that your person was hunching on your spouse and knew about your marriage and was hunching on your husband or your wife knowingly, you can sue. It's a civil lawsuit, okay? So let's get into who Tim is. This is Akira's husband that Brenay was hunching on Tim. Now, Tim is a dirty birdie, a dirty dog, and I'm sorry I have to say that. I'm going to be unprofessional. He's low down, dusty, and dirty. Okay, he really is. Not only was Tim sleeping with Brenay, Akira, his wife's bestie and good friend, he was also sleeping with his cousin, Tim. And let me get Tim up on the screen here. Tim is here. Let me get the comments off of the screen really quick so that you guys can see. Tim is the one in the khaki colored jean jacket with the locks. So not only was Tim here in the middle with the football shirt, cheating on his wife with her best friend, Brenay, he was also sleeping with his cousin's wife, Brenay. Brenay and Devin were married. Akira and Tim were married. Tim and Devin were family members, cousins. Okay, that's some nasty swapping and some nasty work. All right. Now, here's the thing. Brenay in the black shirt here and Tim in the football shirt, they used to date in high school. I don't know the true details and facts of their relationship in high school, but I guess they wanted to go see what that old thing was like, okay? So there was a previous relationship with Brenay and Tim. Yesterday in the courthouse and the day before in the courthouse, we learned that Tim was also sleeping with Brenay's twin sister, Corinne. Corinne is denying it, saying that it is all a lie. However, it did come out in the courthouse. I wasn't there, so I don't know where Tim was sticking his sausage, okay? Let's get into the audio from the court documents for the complaint. Second cause of action, alienation of affection, submitted by Akira. I'm going to play those recordings, and I'm not going to be able to interrupt, nor will I be able to pause any of those recordings. Welcome on in to the Duchess. Us as in we seniors need love too. Welcome on in. All right, so let's get into something. And this is the man we're talking about. Look at it here. Okay, look at him. Gaining weight, inflammation. This is a hot mess compared to him right here. This is what he's given right now that he is with Brenay. They're on the screen in the brown. And guess what? Now that Akira and Tim are divorced and Devin and Brenay are divorced, these two are now married, allegedly, because I feel like I've seen somebody say that they can't find the public record. I haven't went to research that far yet, but allegedly these two are now married. All right, so there we are. Wicked news, wicked work, insanity. Okay, baby, I would be in jail. I wouldn't even be here to go to court because I would be down to the prison house. So this is part one. Let's get into it. Straight from the court documents, we are reading the amended complaint, second cause of action, alienation of affection. I am summarizing, but I am reading it and I'm giving you the summarized version from the actual documents. Okay, so Brenay is the defendant. Akira is the plaintiff. Okay, so Akira's husband had a supportive and loving marriage prior to the acts and conduct of Brenay being alleged with genuine love and affection existing between Akira and Tim. Upon information and belief, Tim, which is the husband, and Brenay became friends when Brenay married Tim's husband's first cousin. Okay, and just to give you a little bit of information from what was reported in court yesterday, when Devin took the stand, they are actually blood cousins through their grandparents, okay? Brenay indicated she was having marital problems and began to stay in the marital home of Akira and Tim. Brenay continuously used the information gained from the friendship with Akira, including information vented to her about her marriage, to gain the trust and confidence of Tim, the husband. Brenay had knowledge of Tim previously cheating on Akira during Akira's second pregnancy. Brenay then proceeded to seduce and have physical intercourse with Tim despite their friendship. Brenay never disclosed the inappropriate relationship between Brenay and Tim to Akira and continued to be Akira's friend. Brenay made several social media posts with all four parties throughout the year of 2023, including Tim and Akira, who were husband and wife, and Brenay and Devin, who were husband and wife. Remember, the husbands are family, so this is a friend and family group. Brenay, who is a social media influencer, showcased the life of the two couples on social media without showing Akira's preference for privacy, then proceeded to seduce and have physical intercourse with Akira's husband, Tim. Akira was not in all of the content because she preferred to remain private. Brenay started to make social media posts with just Tim, Akira's husband, many of which were without Akira's knowledge or consent. Brenay presented Akira's husband, Tim, to the world as if he was Brenay's husband and or boyfriend. In December 2023, Brenay came to Akira's mother's home and spent Christmas with Akira's family, Akira's husband,
and Brenay's husband, Devin. Brenay would also spend time with Akira and Akira's husband's biological children. And just to add to that, they also called her Auntie. Brenay would constantly call Akira's children her godchildren and proceeded to seduce and have physical intercourse with Akira's husband, Tim, their biological father. Brenay, while knowing that Tim was Akira's husband, was supposed to be Akira's best friend, but willingly engaged in inappropriate behavior that included bumping and grinding, thrusting and lusting, physical intercourse with Tim, the plaintiff's husband, without the consent of Akira. Brenay, while knowing that Tim was Akira's husband, engaged in humping and thumping, thrusting and lusting with Tim on more than one occasion before Akira and Tim separated. Brenay has flaunted her affair and romantic relationship with Akira's husband, Tim, in public and private places in the presence of friends and acquaintances of Akira and with the intent to humiliate Akira. Tim is seen in numerous videos on Brenay's social media using keys to open doors, implying his access to Brenay's home. Tim has a garage door opener to Brenay's one-door garage. Tim moved his drum set that he plays multiple times each day into Brenay's home. Upon information and belief, Tim, Akira's husband, is now residing at Brenay's home and subleasing his apartment. Now, keep in mind, this was filed in 2024. As a matter of fact, this was filed on the second day of June 2024. Brenay has flaunted the affair and romantic relationship on various platforms such as Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter with millions of viewers. Brenay wrongfully and maliciously deprived Akira of the companionship, society, contributions, and services of Tim's husband without regard for the well-being of Akira's marriage and family. Akira was supportive, dutiful, and faithful to Tim and maintained a loving and healthy home environment for her husband, Tim, and their two minor children. Brenay's torturous actions include, but are not limited to, engaging in a physical and personal relation, sleeping with that woman's husband, with Akira's husband during his marriage to Akira, using confidential information shared between both parties to seduce the plaintiff's husband, my God, on today, having physical intercourse with plaintiff's husband in their marital home. Ooh, Jesus, I'm going to jail. Having physical intercourse with plaintiff's husband in the marital home, in the marital bed. My God, on today, somebody lock me up and throw away the effing key. Bumping and grinding, thrusting and lusting with the plaintiff's husband, Tim, in the marital home on the couch where my motherfucking kids is sitting at. Bitch, I know you lying to me. What? Woo! I'm sorry. I can't control myself. I do apologize. But so you leaked your juices. You sat your, you know what? Okay. Making social media posts to Brenay's millions of followers with Akira's husband and showing the entire World Wide Web that they are in fact a couple, making social media posts to humiliate Akira and make disparaging comments about Akira and negatively referring to Akira as that girl, air quotes. I can't even talk right now, Jesus. Planning and taking trips with Akira's husband without the knowledge or consent of Akira, So she was tricking, huh? They said it ain't tricking if you got it. That's what it sounds like to me. All right, let me continue. Making several videos expressing her love for Akira's husband, making several videos expressing her future with Akira's husband, including having 4 to 5 children and getting married. Making several videos with Tim stating that she cannot wait to be his wife, allowing Akira's husband Tim to move in with her when he left the marital home due to Brenay's actions, assisting Tim, Akira's husband, in securing housing to help him leave the marital home that they shared, including co-signing a lease to the apartment Tim's husband currently resides in. During the time described and as a direct result of Brenay's seduction of Tim, Akira's husband began to withdraw emotionally from Akira. Tim, Akira's husband, hid his phone, email communications with Brenay from Akira. Additionally, Tim began concealing his financial matters and expenses, including hiding the many outings, dates, transactions, and payments with Brenay and Tim, because remember, when we read the first cause of the complaint, the criminal conversation, he was her sales manager, air quotes.
Let me tell you something right now. This is a type of situation where I would just go stand in front of the police station, I would just turn myself in before the crime. Before they say I'm guilty of the crime is what I'm trying to say. I would just go down to the police station and let them know, you know what? I effed up. Just go on and take me. Y'all don't got to come looking for me. You ain't got to come arrest me. I'm already here. Baby, just go on and put me down wherever I need to go. All right. That's it. And that's all. That's it. And that is all. Here is the continuation of these documents.
This is the continuation of the alienation of affection. Tim was taking Brenay on outings and date, and Brenay concealed these outings from Akira. Akira recalls a moment in 2024 where she walked into the marital home and plaintiff's husband did not acknowledge her. Moreover, when Brenay walked into the marital home seconds later, he did acknowledge Brenay. If you are confused about this, based off of my research and what I've seen on different reportings on this situation, Brenay reached out to Akira to let her know that Devin, her husband, bucked at her as if he was going to get physical. And she asked to stay with Akira because, remember, they're besties, because she was afraid of Devin and his behavior. So this is, I believe, during this time. Akira wanted to, of course, work on the marriage. She wanted to go to marriage counseling. Tim refused, took off the wedding ring, and pushed it into Akira's chest. Akira is in therapy as a result of Brenay's malicious and deliberate acts. Akira is experiencing extreme emotional distress as a result of Brenay's actions. Brenay pursued a romantic and inappropriate relationship with her best friend's husband, Tim, and engaged in such relationship knowingly and aware of the existence of Akira's marriage and young children in their marital home. Despite such knowledge and knowing the fatalistic effect that Brenay's relationship with Akira's husband would have on the marital relationship, Brenay continued and persisted in a course of conduct that was deliberate and intentional, maliciously designed to seduce Tim, Akira's husband, and to alienate Akira's husband's love and affection from Akira. Brenay has intentionally, wrongfully, and unjustifiably interfered with the relationship between Akira and her husband, Tim. Brenay repeated actions and behavior knowing that Akira was seeking to maintain and continue a relationship of love and affections with Tim, her husband. reckless and willful, and especially aggravated and wanton. After the commencement of the lawsuit against Brenay during a public live on Brenay's influencer TikTok account seen by over 17,000 viewers, Brenay, in the presence of Tim's husband, did not show any remorse for ruining the family, tried to justify her actions of sleeping with Akira's husband by stating that Akira has gone through her husband cheating on her before with another woman and did not bring charges against her, expressed that Akira has been through this same situation previously with another woman, which Akira's husband in the background verbally agreed with Brenay. Y'all got some effing nerve. Okay, let me stick to the paperwork, child. Admitting to their affair with one another, did not show any remorse for her own husband, Devin's broken heart, did not deny any of the allegations against her. Instead, said influencers do things for views sometimes. You know what? I can't imagine. You not only did your best friend, you know what? I'm trying to get it together. Not only did your best friend sleep with your husband, but when they were caught in the act, they now go onto social media and they create their love affair for content for millions of people to watch, because remember, she has, I believe, 2 million followers or more, and that's just on one platform. You got to be low down, trifling, dirty, dusty, and disgusted and busted to carry on and behave like this and not expect something to come your way in your direction. And I am talking about Brenay and Tim's dusty ass. Yes, I am. I do apologize. I had to get that out. Expressed that she was living her best life and everyone can stay mad. Expressed that she makes Akira mad and uncomfortable. Constantly antagonized Akira during the live, who was her friend prior to Akira finding out about the affair. And let's not forget, Akira's husband Tim and Brenay's husband Devin are blood cousins. Wow. Express Akira is just jealous of her, and if she wanted her husband, she could have him. During this time, Brenay was on TikTok Live. Tim, Akira's husband, was seen in the background making derogatory comments about his wife, Akira. Defendant Brenay continuously stated that she does not care, and so what, regarding her actions and the harm that was caused to their family. Ooh, you are a rotten apple to the core, baby, with the worm and all. Pretty much the marriage is damaged, it's destroyed, which now leaves Akira, the wife, deprived of love, affection, companionship, society, consortium, sexual relations, and economic support of Tim, Akira's husband, and Akira has suffered injury to her physical and mental health and reputation. As a result of Brenay's malicious conduct and the humiliation it has caused, Akira is currently seeking counseling from a licensed therapist. Brenay's repeated actions and behavior in pursuing and engaging in an inappropriate romantic relationship, including publicly displaying the relationship, knowing that Akira was maintaining and continuing a marital relationship with her husband, Tim, and parties were raising their biological children together in the marital home, were reckless and willful, and especially aggravating and wanton, for the defendant is liable for punitive damages to Akira, the plaintiff. Due to the above mentioned conduct of defendant, plaintiff Akira has been damaged in the amount in excess of $1 million. Baby, somebody better clock that T. The acts of Brenay were malicious, unlawful, willful, and wanton. The evidence will display ill will, spite, rudeness, and oppression against Akira, and was done with careless, reckless, conscious, and intentional disregard and indifference to the rights of Akira by reason thereof. plaintiff Akira is entitled to recover punitive damages from Brenay. And the third cause of actions, Brenay is going for all attorney fees to also be reimbursed. Baby, you need to pay for my attorney fees as well, because you and Tim are out here living foul, low down, and filthy. It's one thing, like I said, to get cheated on. All of us, some of us, not all of us, most of us have been cheated on, right? And some of our stories are very much disturbing. However, when the shit is displayed onto the social media from a social media influencer, baby, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you right now, I would have on those gray sweatpants and that white t-shirt, or give me a jumpsuit. All right, give me a jumpsuit, baby, because I would definitely be down to the prison house. Is all I can think about, just listening to the disrespect throughout these court documents. And the last thing here on this complaint is the prayer for relief. Baby, this is some low down dirty mess. This was filed in an amended complaint on the second day of June 24th by Akira. And baby, here we are down there to the courthouse. So many things has happened in between all of this, but now we're at the courthouse, and let's get into with the people reporting from the courthouse what they have to say and the court of public opinion.
Okay, so that is the paperwork and documents from the courthouse, from the complaint filed within the courthouse, and where we're at now for this alienation of affection and criminal conversation civil lawsuit between Akira and Brenay. All right. And now we have to get into the mess of it all. Now, unfortunately, the style of commentary provided on TikTok is the girls who are boots on the ground, they go live. Unfortunately, a lot of them go live, and it's not in an organized manner, and that's okay. Everybody does things different. However, you do have a few people who are watching those lives. They take their notes and they try their best to give us the POV from the courthouse in the best. They got to do their best with it because they're not there. They have to listen to what someone else is saying. And keep in mind, people are emotional and they're in support of Devin and Akira. So unfortunately, it is a reporting coming from people who are biased, and it is what it is. So let's start. I tried to find the best clips that I could. If you're not familiar with their style of, I guess you can call this embarrassing. Their whole goal, I feel like, is to embarrass Brenay and make her feel as low as Akira was feeling when they were flaunting this relationship on social media. So let's get into some of the court goers, the trial goers, and their style of grabbing footage from the courthouse hallway.
There go Pig Name. Let's get on here, y'all. Oh my God.
So it is pretty messy, okay? Oh, shit. Well, y'all didn't miss anything. So what's this right here? Let me see. So they made the decision when Brenay was coming out of the courthouse to chant and sing a song, She Was a Friend of Mine. So this is what this video is all about. So yeah, it's getting pretty it's getting tense in front of the courthouse when they come in and they leave out. I don't know if they're allowed to do what they're doing or not. You know, but I know y'all like a little mess. I don't agree with it. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like we can report and we can, you know, we can record with some decorum. We don't necessarily have to step and stand into the personal space, because I don't give a damn how pissed off I am about somebody else's situation. I'm damn sure not going to jail for you. I am supportive of you, Akira, baby, and Devin. That's some messed up shit, but I'm not going to jail for y'all. Okay, so you have to be careful. You don't want to get to the point where it comes across as if you are harassing the people that you don't necessarily care for. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But I know some of y'all like the mess, so I got it and I brought it on over here. But I am going to say loud and clear that I don't want to entertain this and say that I agree with it, because I don't. Okay, so what's this right here? Let me see. Okay, that's the same thing. So this is this is Devin or Akira's mother, and she's recording the support from the ladies and the gentlemen that are down at the courthouse, boots on the ground, supporting their children. So this is what this video is.
Thank you. Mama hair is beautiful. Easy down. Devin and Devin. And he didn't tell me to wear blue, because I would have put some blue on.
But tomorrow's black. I got my blue. Tomorrow's black. Tomorrow's all black. Black. So. Look. I'm a beautiful lady.
So the ladies who are down at the courthouse, they do respect Akira and Devin's family. But baby, when Brenay and Tim and their family are in the hallways, they do turn up. Okay, they do turn up and put on a performance. But you can see that they're very much, you know, calm, cool, and collective. They are respectful of Akira's side of the family and Devin's side of the family. But baby, anything else? Baby, it gets a little, you know, I like to do hood rat things with my friends, is how it can get down there. These people are regular folks that went down there to be nosy. Sadly, they didn't do any research on courthouse decorum. I think a lot of people, when it's their first time. And that's why I worry with the way they are getting up close on the defendant and how they're carrying on, because there is courthouse decorum. You do have to carry yourself a certain way so you don't get in any trouble. Okay, so there's that. Obsessed with the mess, I agree, but I feel like Brenay is a maniac, and this is her way of confronting Devin and confronting Akira, because for some crazy reason, obsessed with the mess, she feels like this is okay. What she's done is okay. And she did have she did have a lawyer. He withdrew in October of 2024. It didn't show up on the North Carolina court records until January 1st. But honey, they said, I'm getting the hell on out of here, because unfortunately Brenay was not doing what she was supposed to do when all of this was going down. And I guess the lawyer said, I'm done. I can't deal with it. I don't know. They didn't exactly say why the lawyer withdrew. They just more so said, you know, both parties agreed, and he said, F this shit, I'm out. Okay. So if she has a lawyer, the lawyer would have shut it down. The judge would have been aware. Right. Call me darling. It is a lot. It is. But I hope that now moving forward, it has been 4 days. I'm hoping that they're paying attention to the feedback. And when they go to court today, and if it does continue on to Monday, that they're well aware that that is not okay. It's one thing to pop your ish on social media, but when you are at the courthouse, you have to carry yourself a certain way. All right. Brenay is already getting embarrassed. Tim is already getting embarrassed. All of their dirty laundry is out for everybody to sniff and to look at. So we really don't need to do but so much. All right. However, I can't tell those women how to carry, you know, how to carry themselves. You know, they're emotionally involved, unfortunately, but hopefully they'll get it together, because moving forward, when you go down to the courthouse, you know what to do. And a lot of these women, they're getting so many views on TikTok right now. That is a nice check that they're going to receive. And moving forward, this might be something that you want to do for content. So it's best to research, and the next time, do what you need to do, baby. It's nothing wrong with, you know, going back to correct where you went wrong. Even Black Goddess, which is the main one that a lot of people are following and tuning into her live, she's even realized that she has to give the feedback from the courthouse from the notes that she's taking, because people feel like she's all over the place. Some people don't prefer the way she speaks, and people are giving her a hard time. However, that's where most of the information is coming from. So let's get into some more people reporting on this from the TikTok streets. A lot of people want to know, well, what does Devin have to say about all of this? I played the video, I believe, on the very first live when we got into trying to catch up on this. This is Devin, and he was cheated on by his wife, Brenay, and his cousin slept with his wife. But Devin is in good spirits, honey. He done lost weight. He's looking good, feeling good, look like he's smelling good. So for those of you wondering, how is Devin in all of this?
Free at last, thank God almighty. I'm free at last. Woo! Now you're gonna have another picture of me screaming. I just had to get that out. That's that big D screech. If you know, you know. Boy, after the judge said to me, my boy, you are free, my face had a smile.
So he's good. That was after, you know, getting his divorce. He's good. All right. So let's get into what a few people are saying about all of this.
So I don't do family law cases. They're messy as hell. But somehow this afternoon I caught wind of this Akira versus Brenay alienation of affection case that's going on down in Durham. I looked at some stuff on TikTok. It looks like a lot of drama, which is what you'd expect in the alienation of affection case, which is basically a euphemism in North Carolina. You're suing the person who slept with your spouse. That's essentially alienation of affection in criminal conversation. So I don't handle these cases. I do plaintiff's work, personal injury cases, but it is what's called a tort, essentially an injury. But apparently this thing is all over TikTok. It's going on in Durham, and there's a lot of tawdry stuff. So I'm here for it, though. I think it's really entertaining. I'm going to continue to be getting updates on TikTok because, you know, how can you possibly like look away once you learn about something? So I'm sure I'll be falling down that wormhole even more later, a rabbit hole or whatever the heck you want to call it, TikTok hole. But it's a mess, and we'll see. Now you may get a big judgment, but you know, getting paid is a whole different deal. But it seems to be pretty nasty. So makes it even more entertaining.
So this is falling into the laps of different people's algorithm that had no idea what was going on. So there's a lot of people playing catch up. And unfortunately, if you do have to rely on TikTokers to get your to get the backstory and the history of it all, you're going to end up confused, and you might end up in your feelings because it's a lot of drama, it's a lot of mess. Okay, so it's best to go to North Carolina to that court system and pull those court documents so that we can know how we got here from the black and white, from the paper. Okay, so let's get into another opinion out here about this situation.
People being so tight about people following this Brenay and Tim drama. Shut up. Please shut up. There's a reason people are invested in this. And the reason people are so invested in this story is because from the beginning, Brenay was posting this online. She wanted everybody to know that she had access to this lady's man. She wanted everybody to know that she was able to take this lady's man and make him her own. So now in turn, what you're watching happen in real time is divine justice, divine karma taking place. She made sure that she put everything online. She wanted to humiliate that girl. She wanted to ostracize her. She wanted to make her feel pain for some reason. Like the lady ain't did nothing to her but be married to someone she fell in love with when she was a child. So through all of that, for people to be saying that people are bullying her, she literally bullied this lady for over a year in the public eye. So now that she's being publicly shamed, everybody now it's too much. It wasn't too much when she has 2.9 million followers. So that whole time that she was flaunting this relationship on social media, she still had a bunch of supporters. People in her comments saying that, Akira's just bitter. Meanwhile, she was friends with this lady, staying in this lady's house, sleeping with this lady's man in her house, and y'all calling her bitter. Like, I don't know what type of human beings y'all are to think that people don't have a right to feel a type of way when people treat them a certain way or cause them harm. Like, it's like y'all just expect people to just, because y'all probably the type of people who like to sweep things under the rug, y'all feel like everybody else should just sweep things under the rug and go about their lives. No, people need to feel the consequences of their action. That's why so much fucked up shit going on in the world now, because y'all all on this turn the other cheek type shit. Fuck that. That lady deserves everything that she's getting. And basically what's happening right now is she's drinking from the same cup that she tried to pour for Akira. And I don't feel fucking bad for her at all.
So, honey, she said what she said. She said you reap what you sow. However, I'm going to stand 10 toes down. It is not our job. It is not our job at the people's courthouse to do that, because, baby, she's not worth you getting locked up or getting in trouble for. You can do that on social media if that is your type of activity. And if that's what you are into, that's all. That's how I feel about it. It's not worth you getting in trouble over. You are already invading her comment section and tearing her down, honey, to the ground, to the point where she had to turn her comments off. So she is drinking from that same cup, and she is reaping what she sowed. You know what I'm saying? But baby, who am I? Shit, ain't nobody paying me to think. So let me go ahead and I just, like I said, just not at the courthouse, right? Not at the courthouse. Not at the courthouse. All right, so let's get into the biggest, oh my God, from yesterday down at the courthouse. Let me tell y'all what happened, and then I'm gonna let them tell you what happened. So obviously, there was a lot of back and forth with everybody in their marital homes. I don't know what was going on with Devin at the time that he allowed Brenay to parade Tim around in the marital home. But Tim would be over at Brenay and Devin's house. Devin would be home and he would hear Tim and Brenay having a session. They were in there hunching and all of the things. Oh my God, Jesus. And on one occasion, when they finished punching with one another, Tim had his son over at the house, his young son. And after they finished the session, somebody called the son into the room to give them baby wipes to clean up after. Now, this is what was said down there on the court when Devin got on the stand down there on the courthouse. Can you imagine? You're in your house. Your wife got her new man in the house. They're in the room, hunching, thrusting, and lusting. And her man's son is also there. He's a young boy. And when they get finished, he calls or she calls him into the room to give them baby wipes. What kind of shit is y'all on? First of all, that is absolutely disturbing and disgusting. And Val, yes, and his cousin, I'm sorry, obsessed with the mess. Your cousin, that's his cousin. You called that baby into the room. First of all, I'm sorry. Y'all are too big. I'm going to just say it what it is. I don't give a damn. Y'all can be mad at me. I don't give a shit. First of all, y'all are too big anyway to be using. Y'all need to get y'all big asses up and take y'all asses into the bathroom and get into that bathtub, get into that shower. Wipes? Oh, hell to the no. I know you lying to me. Wipes? Am I? Hold on. Let me get because I'm sorry. I got to be nasty real quick and messy. This is Brenay. Let me get these comments off my screen because y'all need to understand what I'm trying to say. This is Brenay, and that's not airing her shirt. Those are her titties. You telling me, and that's Devin when Devin was, he was on the plus side. He was plus size when Brenay was feeding him. You see, he snapped back, baby, and got his revenge body, and he's looking good and feeling good and smelling good. This girl right here, who is bigger than what she is in this picture right here, right now. You mean to tell me you had a baby? You had Akira's son, your so-called godchild, bring you some wipes to clean up after the activities? That what you telling me? Really? Because obviously you all couldn't wait until Devin went to sleep. Maybe when Devin went to work, when Devin went and ran an errand. Not only that, the child is there. He's a young child. Y'all couldn't wait. Y'all, you nasty. Y'all nasty as hell. You couldn't wait. That's nasty. I'm sorry. I don't know. See, the problem is this. People with children operate different when it's time for you and Randolph to get together. But everybody's different. Some people can't wait. But you, Brenay, you're using wipes. Baby, you need a washcloth. You need a hand towel. You need to submerge in some water. You need to pull that shower handle down and put it on the setting where it sprays out like a fire hose. You need to rinse. Ain't no goddamn way. Okay? Ain't no way. There is no way. And I am a bigger girl. So I said what I said. I don't want anybody to think I'm body shaming, but I'm a bigger girl. I said what I had said. And if I wasn't a bigger girl, I said what I said. Is somebody going to whoop my ass over it? I doubt it. Okay? This is just absolutely this is trifling. It's nasty. It's funky. It's disgusting. And y'all got to stop. And what kind of wipes were y'all using? What wipes? What wipes? What kind of wipes do y'all have? Absolutely not. This is some bull crap. Listen, call me darling, baby. Devin, Akira, if it were me in their shoes, Yes, definitely the 5 p.m. news. Absolutely. Absolutely. Not the moist towelettes. Like, I just, no. Y'all just too goddamn comfortable in the marital home. Once again, there's a lot of skin on her body, a lot of cracks and crevices and spaces and openings. And you in there wiping your folds with a wipe, and you had Akira's son bring that wipe in there to you. Y'all couldn't wait to hunch. Oh my God. Once again, in that shirt, that's not air. Those are titties. Where you see my banner scrolling across the bottom, that's her bust. Those are her bosoms all the way down there, which is okay. You know, I don't even have many breasts, and gravity made its decision to make me sag a little bit. So that's what happens when you don't have on a brassiere. So I'm not talking about the fact that she can't help that she has this type of bust, and this is what she's given up under her shirt. But my example I'm trying to make is you need more than a wipe, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? Most of us use wipes when we go to that bathroom and, you know, maybe we're at work, we're out in the public, we could, you know what I mean? And we had to do what we needed to do. And at home, you know, you may use your flushable wipes as well. But we don't use wipes to clean up after we done been hunching. Last time I checked. Maybe I'm different. I don't know. You know, who the hell am I? We've heard the, you know, go ahead and grab me a towel. Go ahead and grab me a washcloth. A wipe? What the hell is this wipe going to do? Okay? My God, on today. Somebody please call the goddamn ambulance. This is a mess. So anywho, this is Akira. You know, she's thriving. Pretty girl, right? And she got to sit up on social media. Devin got to sit up on social media and watch these two on the left-hand side of the screen in brown act a damn fool. All for what? So let's get into the people reporting on what happened down there at the courthouse. Okay. And we're going to get the hell on out of here. I done been messy enough. I didn't mean to even go there, but shit, this is terrible.
Devin overheard Tim and Brenay doing the Uchi Coochie multiple times in his house. He said one of these times they had Akira's son over there with them, and once they finished, they called him to the room to bring them some wipes so they could clean themselves up. Y'all, I cannot make this up. So far, Devin has taken a stand, Akira's mom has taken a stand, and Akira's therapist has taken a stand. Jurors have been seen crying, shaking their heads, looking in disgust. Akira has bust out crying, and it even had to have like a small little break at the beginning of court. And it's rumored that it's possibly about Tim bringing that weapon on yesterday. Now that's just word on the street, that it might have something to do with that, and that Tim might not be taking a stand because he might be looked at as a threat. So when the therapist was on the stand, she basically said that Akira progressively got worse. When she first came in, it was basically just depression, that Akira was really sad that her marriage has failed. She was embarrassed. And over time, she was going through things because now it's all over social media. She's constantly being tagged all day. And it went to generalized anxiety disorder, that Akira was sometimes getting triggered by going to places like Lone Star or IHOP because she had went on double dates with these people in the past, and it would really trigger her. It said that as the time went on, Akira started to look different. She started to dress different. She was acting different. And so Brenay got up there and basically tried to call out one of the notes where Akira had said that she didn't know what she would do to Brenay. And so the lady was like, yeah, she did say that. She was like, but she didn't say it in like an aggressive way. She was saying it in more of a worried or concerned way. Then Brenay was like, but didn't she go to jail right after that for an altercation with me and her? And the lady was like, yeah, she did. However, she was not found guilty of that. So I really can't speak to that. They also mentioned that Akira had sent her child over with fresh braids, and Tim and Brenay took the hair down just to be spiteful. Tim was still sending her mean messages as of early this year. On top of that, she had concerns about them showing up with weapons when they did the exchange for the children. And basically, she felt like her kids were being groomed. So Devin took the stand, and he did clarify something that was said on yesterday. So the comment that was said on yesterday about him asking Brenay about doing something actual, and she said that she don't know. He said what actually happened is they had already done it. However, he knew that Tim was about to come over, so he asked her where was she going to lay, like where was she sleeping at, and she said that she didn't know. But when Tim came, she went in the room and she slept in a room with Tim. Now he said that he heard them doing it at least 4 times. He mentioned the time about when Akira's son was over there. He also talks about how Tim and Brenay started out in the spare bedroom, and at this time Devin was sleeping like in the makeup room or something. But at the end of January, Brenay asked for a divorce, and at that time Tim was now sleeping in Brenay and Devin's marital bed. Robin asked him, how did you feel when you found out that Brenay signed for an apartment for your cousin? And Devin was like, I really didn't care because I ain't never need a co-signer. So Brenay gets up and she says, how do you know that we asked him for wipes because we had just finished doing the Uchi Coochie? And he was like, cause I could hear y'all. I heard y'all. Y'all finished. Y'all called for him to bring wipes. So then she says, so allegedly, when are the dates that me and him were doing it? And he said, it's not allegedly. Y'all were doing it. I heard y'all. And it was January, February, and March. So then Brenay asked him, so who filed for divorce? He said, you did. And she said, so if I filed for divorce and if I told you I wanted a divorce, how did I blindside you? He said, you filed for divorce after the whole world basically knew that you were messing with Tim. Everybody knew what was going on by the time you filed for a divorce. Y'all, when Devin mentioned that Akira's son went and got wipes for Tim and Brenay after they had finished doing it, Akira burst out crying. It has been a very emotional day. You can see Akira's grandmother wiping her eyes, crying. Her mom is currently on the stand. She's going over how Tim and Akira relationship was, how close they were, how he would plan events for her, how Brenay would be invited to these events. I'll do more on her when they finish her questioning. As soon as I have more information, I will let y'all know.
Can y'all still hear me? What's going on? I don't know what happened, y'all. StreamYard is cutting a fool. Did y'all hear the rest of the video as well that was playing? I can't even. I don't know what Devin was going through during this time. I wasn't there, and people they're asking those questions as well. Of course, they're giving Devin a hard time. Like, what the hell do you mean you were sitting back listening to that, to the point where, you know, they feel like he was enjoying it and all of the things. Obviously, this situation they had going on was something, I guess you had to be there to see it. I don't give a damn if he did like what he was listening to, or I don't care what he's into. He's still a victim in all of this because this shit is crazy. I don't know if victim is the proper word or not, but he was done wrong by his wife and by his cousin. I mean, that's just the bottom line at the end of the day. Do I have hard questions for Tim? Do I have the hard questions for Akira? Absolutely. Yes. But at this point in time, the math is not math. And then Brenay and Tim are more important in this whole situation. They're just low down and dirty and filthy. And baby, I would be in prison. I'm just trying to tell you. we wouldn't be on trial because I would be in jail. I can't stand for people to play in my face, to be quite honest with you. So there's a young lady who was also down there to the courthouse, and she's telling the story about the wipe situation as well.
Devin just took the stand and bust hell wide the F open. Devin states that he knew they were having sex that Tim and Brenay was having sex in Devin and Brenay's marital home because he heard them. He also states one day, right after Tim and Brenay was having sex, Brenay called Jacoby, which is Tim and Akira's son, into the room for Jacoby to pass her some wipes so she can clean herself up after her and Tim just had sex in Brenay and Devin's marital home. When I say the entire courtroom erupted, the entire courtroom erupted. I'm sick. This is different. You see, like, this is different. What you see and hear us say online is so much different from what is happening in this courtroom, okay? Yeah.
So she's reporting from the courtroom when, during break or recess. And she also has something to say to the people who had a problem with the way she is reporting what's going on in the courtroom.
Hey, y'all. Oh, Lord. Court just ended. And everybody is heading their separate way. We might meet up later. However, I see the comments per my last video. And I just want to say, if I am taking too long to give the information, that's literally because we just went on recess and it is a lot to digest. Period. It's a lot to digest. I'm speaking slow, processing it all at the same time, and making sure that you guys have accurate information. So please give me some grace. If you're that much in a rush to get the information, you could have came yourself. Simple. You could have come yourself and got the information just like we got it. Just as simple as that. So instead of with the go ahead and spit it out, give me some time. Understand that we just went on recess. I'm trying to process everything and give it to you accurately and precise and clearly so you know exactly what's going on. Thank you.
So she cussed y'all asses out. She said, don't play with her. Now shit. Have some grace. So what else do we have here?
Tim was up there trying to fake cry, y'all. No tears coming out of his eyes. Y'all, Tim is taking a stand. Akira's grandmother has taken a stand. And Akira's mom was on the stand when I ended the last video. So basically, Akira's mom was just talking about how loving Tim was to Akira, how they were very happy. Akira used to cramp bad, so Tim would go and make her like period pads. He would do like surprise birthday parties for her. He was very much involved and acting in love with Akira. Now, Akira's grandmother get up there on that stand and said she ain't never trust Brenay and nothing about Brenay. So Brenay tries to do her little cross-examination thing with the grandma and said, so why when I pushed you, you didn't call the police? Grandma Shirley said, hell, because I pushed you too. Like, Grandma Shirley let her know, like, I'm not nothing to play with and I'm not afraid of you. Y'all, then Tim got up there with that fake crying, trying to say that the parents forced Tim and Akira to be together. They weren't really in love. They weren't really happy. They was like on some roommate type stuff because Akira money wasn't really there. He bought her the cheapest ring he could possibly find. Then he started to say that that accident that Akira was in was caused by her on purpose, and that she had told him that if he didn't leave Brenay and come back and be with her, that she was going to do something to herself and to the kids. Y'all, then he get up there and say that Devin knew that him and Brenay was about to try to get together, work things out, and then Devin knew that him and Brenay were sleeping together. Here's the problem. This is not Devin's lawsuit. This is Akira's lawsuit. So this is not about what Devin is okay with. This is about what Akira is okay with. And y'all were not legally separated. Y'all were not divorced. So that means you were indeed cheating on your spouse, and you just admitted to it on the stand. Now, as far as I know, Tim is still on the stand, and Robin still has to do her examination of Tim. And as soon as I have some more information, I will let you all know.
Now, I know I didn't just hear that Brenay put her hand on somebody's nana, on somebody's mima, on somebody's grandmother. Another reason why I would be at the prison house. I know you lying. And then when you cross-examine, because you down there, I can't even believe this. Heifer ain't got no lawyer. And when you cross-examine and confront the grandmother, you actually say in the courthouse, when you pushed her, why didn't she call the po-po? Like, girl, are you okay? Is everything okay? My God, on today. And I get it. The grandmothers right now, the nanas, the grandmas are younger right now, you know, but baby, you're not going to put your hands on my mima. Girl, you must be trying to, you must be trying to leave the face of this earth. My mima, my nana. You don't want to see Tuesday because it's Monday. You did this on a Monday. You damn sure don't want to see Tuesday is all I'm going to say. Y'all are out of control out here with this shit going on. Is all I could say. Y'all are out of control. I can't even imagine.
Tim is still on the witness stand. He basically is saying that he had 60 days to marry Akira, or something was going to happen. I'm not really sure on that, but he never wanted to be with her, that he got the money from someone else to help purchase this cheap ring that he got her from Pandora. On top of that, they only went on one date their entire marriage. They weren't really loving, that Akira was putting him in the blender. Y'all, it is so much. So he is saying that the only reason he even went back and started living in the house with Akira was because he missed the kids. He said they had separated in 2021 when Akira said that she felt like she was going to do something to herself and her unborn child. Now, y'all, he also says that Akira told him that she feels like God told her that Brenay is the person for Tim, that is his wife, and she is okay with them being together. Y'all, none of this is making sense at this point. He said he never bought her flowers. He never packed her lunch. And he says he did give her a tennis bracelet one time, but then he said like he didn't actually pay for it. He didn't spend no money on it. And then he kind of looked at his sister and they laughed a little bit. He said that one time he was on the toilet pooping and she came in and just started swinging on him as he was trying to get up. He said another time he was cooking dinner and she like knocked everything off of the counter. And there was a candle there that went into his chest. I guess it kind of like burnt him or something. And it got all over the food. And he said that she would do this kind of stuff a lot. And he would just have to clean it up. He also said that when he was staying there, they weren't really in the same bed together. That they had another room that was like an office with boxes in there. He said that he cleaned that room up and he started to stay in there. He said he never believed that she had a miscarriage and that him and Brenay have always communicated over the years. They never lost contact. They were just being respectful to their spouses. He said Brenay is his one and only true love and that that's the person he lost his virginity to like 14 years ago. Yeah, that'll make them like 12 or 13, right? Y'all, it is a lot. He is still on the stand. They're giving Brenay like another 30 or 45 minutes with him. But I'm really hoping they speed this up because the judge is saying that it does not look like they were going to finish tomorrow. And he promised the jurors they will be done this week. And if they're not done and the jurors cannot come back next week, then they might have to start this all the way over. Y'all, soon as I have some more information, I will let you know.
So this is why Brenay is okay with what she's doing. She feels like I had him first. The whole Brenay took his virginity situation. She still got to get back at her sister, if that's true, for sleeping with her boyfriend in high school. So she don't give a shit about Akira, never liked Akira. She just got close to Akira because the husbands are cousins anyway. And now she done took that woman's husband from her. And for all we know, they probably we don't know when they, got back together physically. So this is awesome, nasty work. They are in their 20s, I believe. And some of us, I know me, baby. When I was in my 20s, I was a little reckless. I wouldn't consider myself to be promiscuous, no. But I made piss poor decisions when I was in my 20s. And unfortunately, these people, it's all playing out on social media. Let me see if we have anything else from down there to the ticks and the talks that we uploaded. No, we do not. So yeah, that's all I got, you guys. If you're catching a replay, hey girlies and guys, welcome on in. Happy birthday. If we have anybody celebrating their birthday today, happy birthday to you and many more blessings to you. I hope that you're going to get everything that you wanted to get today. I hope you are looking good, feeling good, and you damn sure better be smelling good. All right. And let me play that birthday song for you all before we get out of here. Oh, I have to go to my other page. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second.
Go shorty, it's your birthday. We go party like it's your birthday. We go sip Bacardi like it's your birthday. And your birthday, yes, it's your day. It's your birthday.
Somebody point to the birthday person. 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 Shine a light on him. Shine a light on him. Shine a light on him. Shine a light on him.
So happy birthday to you. Y'all have the best weekend, you guys. For those of you who were in here engaging with one another, thank you so much for keeping one another company. Hey, Jackson Tabasco, so sorry, baby. We are on our way out the door. Hopefully you have time to catch the replay, sugar. Miss Mad About Music. So Devin and Tim always shared this woman. That's what it's, unfortunately, that's what it's given. It's given that. It's given a shared, it's given that. That's what it's given, baby. Unfortunately, it's gross, but that's what they had said. They say you're nasty. Who was they? The people on the YouTube stream. So y'all have an amazing day. Bye, y'all.
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
Oh! Shout out to everybody. I had fun.
I gotta be good.
Did you really snatch an 86-year-old woman's purse?
She wants to hurt me. And the bitch don't even know me. I hope that they beat her. Some of the women in prison beat her every day for long as she's in there.
Some people might say that's harsh.
Well, so what she did to me was even worse. I'm supposed to feel sorry for that bitch. I don't.
Nothing beats a jet suit holiday. You could save 200 pounds per person, ho. That's about 50 pounds for a family of 4. Nothing beats a jet suit holiday. 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 For a family of 4. For a family of 4. You got to mix and shake and work and drop the roll low. For a family of 4. For a family of 4. You got to mix and shake and work and drop the roll low. You got to shake, drop, work, drop, shake, drop.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Unfiltered Doll Reactions.
All right, Slash.
Oh, what you working for?
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off again.
Get away,